Hey, welcome back to another edition of Open Shutter. I have the pleasure of welcoming Vince Neal on the program, man. Thanks, man, for jumping on. I know that you're busy, so thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. How's your summer going?
It's good. Jumping into some crazy sports that I've never shot before. A couple I've
Oh yeah,
not even heard of, but it's been
really?
fun. Work's been good being up here in Canada. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. We were just when we were trying to schedule this thing, you were saying that you're going to Cali. So how was Cali for everyone out there?
It was cool. Obviously down there's it's weird, but I am on the board for a charity down there that does a lot of
Yeah.
work, hockey tournaments and different events of that nature. So was down there for our big 3 day. It was cool. We raised a lot of money for a children's hospital out there. Had some good times,
Wow.
and shot. I
Wow.
think I'm still calling through like 12,000 photos. So
Okay, so not so much. You can do
yeah,
that in
just
a
a little
day.
sprinkle.
Okay, man. Well, that's cool. Good for you for doing that kind of stuff. It sounds very rewarding kind of work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably my favorite work to do, especially in the media space. So.
Yeah. Cool, man. So for people out there, like, what do you want people to know about you, like your work, like what's like your jam kind of thing?
Um, I like taking photos. I think there's a lot of memories that go into that and like being able to hold on to those. Sports is my
Yeah.
main thing, hockey predominantly, but I have found a lot of new sports through photography that like I didn't even either A know existed or B just hadn't paid attention to until somebody asked me to bring my camera out and have like completely fallen in love with new sports through it. I'm big on people, so
Yeah.
photography kind of was like a natural bridge to that. I love telling people stories. I love learning about people through photos and different gigs of that nature. But
Yeah.
I'm very people centered, so I think that's kind of like what got me into photography and what keeps me going.
Yeah, man. What kind of sports that you were doing that you never heard of? Like these like X Games stuff or
No, that'd be cool though. X Games,
yeah.
call me. But no, so like I started shooting for the Toronto Rush, which is
Yeah.
ultimate frisbee.
Oh,
It
okay.
had no like even a sport, let alone a professional, like league sport.
Yeah.
Um, which is cool. Ringette, which is a huge one, and like I'm a diehard fan now.
Wow. What
Yeah,
is ringette? But what is ringette?
Ringette, I guess, and do not directly quote me here, everyone, but was like what women had to play when they couldn't play hockey.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I think that it's a predominantly Canadian thing.
Yeah.
It is wicked fast. The like passing IQ is crazy. So it's played on ice. It's played on a hockey rink, but there's just some like change up rules, and instead of like a stick with a blade, basically it's a stick with the blade cut off, and instead of a
Oh,
puck, you're playing a ring that has a giant
right.
hole.
Oh, wow.
But incredibly fast, and there's like the passing, the IQ is crazy. So yeah,
Okay, man. That's cool. You never know what happens when you just get out there with your camera. People are gonna want you for all kinds of things.
yeah, very true. It's cool.
Well, that's good, man. As long as you enjoy it. Well, like, was this always the goal from like the start to do sports?
Um, yes, I think is
Yeah.
I think that's like a an odd question of how I got into photography. It was because
Yeah.
I got sports and I missed being on the rink and I couldn't play hockey anymore. So I picked up
Mhm.
a camera.
Right.
Um, is kind of where that went. So sports was always, I guess, in the lead for things because it's what brought me to photography.
Yeah.
But I love all of it. There's really not
Mm.
any. I do a lot of product photography. I work for a toy company, Super 7, and I do a predominant amount of their photography work.
Yeah.
Uh, I do headshots. I do a lot of event work. I dabble
Okay.
in photography. So a little bit
Yeah.
of everything. Sports was always kind of the thing that brought me to the thing I loved in multiple facets. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good, man. I always find it's always like interesting to hear how people got into stuff because usually it's not like the first thing is not usually the thing that got them in. It's always like a bridge to something else. It's always like a a bridge, or you meet someone, or you go to an event or whatever, but it's never really like right away. Usually I find it's never, oh yeah, back in like when I was like 5 years old, I picked up a camera and just started shooting. It's like, I think it's like always like later on in life a little bit. Like it's always, I don't know, I find that kind of fascinating. It's like, you know, it's not like you want to be a doctor at like 5 years old. It's always like, oh well, I kind of want to do this thing, and things happen, and you just kind of like follow like that curiosity a little bit, and you just never know where it leads.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest thing. It's like people just need to follow like what like they're curious about, because that can lead in a whole different direction sometimes, right? You just have to be open to it a little bit.
Absolutely. I think, when the door opens, walk through it. Just because you do doesn't mean it locks behind itself. Like, you can
Yeah,
always go back, but like, if the opportunity's there, like, go after it, give it a shot, give it all you got if it's something you're passionate about, and,
yeah,
from there.
yeah, exactly. Because like it's like if like start being curious, but I think that curiosity will lead to passion, because it's hard to be passionate about something when you haven't really done it yet. You just have, oh, like I kind of like want to pick up a camera, and it's just I want to see what that's about. And I think the passion comes from being curious, because at the end of the day, you still got to do the work. You know what I mean? You can watch all the YouTube videos,
Absolutely.
you can read all the, you can listen to all the podcasts, whatever, but you still got to be there. You still got to shoot the hockey player,
Yeah, absolutely.
because people may have this idea of like what it is, and sometimes it's not exactly aligned to like what they think the role is, right? Like what do you love about the role, and what do you love about shooting sports, and what do you hate shooting about sports, for people out there?
I mean, it might sound cliche, but the latter is an easy one. I don't think there's anything I hate about shooting sports
Yeah,
directly.
yeah,
Um, Once you start getting into teams, so like I shoot for the Niagara Ice Dogs of the OHL.
yeah,
Uh, just throw one out there. The hard part comes at the end of season, so like
mm,
half of it is gone, and you grow to love the players like their family. You want what's best for them. You see the
yeah,
struggles. Yeah, you get this, back look of things. So it's
yeah,
you fall in love with the journey, and you know that sometimes that journey is going to take them where, and that can be really difficult, whether it's a trade or whether it's just up
right,
to the level, which is obviously what the hope is. But the saying goodbye part is definitely hard, when you're shooting headshots, or you're shooting, a one-off event, or you're shooting,
yeah,
it's, you can fall in love with people in that instant, but it's, you know, for lack of better words, it's more transactional. It's one day,
yeah, right. I get
and
you.
you move on. In sports, you're spending a season with these people, telling their stories, learning about them, and what makes them tick, and you're going through hardships with them, and you're, going through
Yeah,
good times with them. And so when it comes to an end, it can be hard.
yeah,
So I think that's definitely the like part that I hate the most, if there's a part to
mm,
hate.
mm,
And the love part
interesting.
is, I think, plays off that same gambit. Not only do I get this chance to like one off tell this story of somebody, or, share that moment, but I get to create this entire like book of a journey
Yeah,
for not only one person, but a team of people.
right.
And I think it also goes a little bit beyond the players that are on the ice, right? It's the people on the bench,
Yeah,
it's my coworkers, it's the front office.
yeah,
You really are building on this story, as opposed to just, again, doing, like one-off stuff. You're really building a
yeah,
journey. For some players, it's 2, 3, 4, 4 years that you've just got
right.
this whole piled of, and it's a cool way to tell stories. Plus, it's fast paced, and no day is really the same, so that's always
Yeah,
exciting too.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's not easy to shoot hockey though. Like you got to really be on the ball. It's not like it's just so quick, it's just so fast. Like you said, like it's just like how do you be in the right spot at the right time? Is it just experience? Is it just kind of like knowing where to stand? Like you know,
I think it's a little mix of both. So, like, my journey to hockey is very strange. I started playing later in life, so I think
yeah,
being a player though helps,
right.
because there's a different anticipation.
Yeah.
I think being obviously a fan of the sport that you're shooting helps too. So I've been a hockey fan my whole life. Started playing later in life, but before I started shooting, so I think that helps. And then I think the experience is you kind of jump into a game and you're in one spot and you just kind of observe, or you
Right.
try to get out to a practice where there's like less pressure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you'll see the pace of it, but there's not so
Yeah.
much pressure to like have all this deliverable material from that you would in a game.
Right.
And I think it's trying new things. I'm very unorthodox as far as like my journey to becoming a photographer, the opportunities that I've gotten and things like that. So I don't know if I have like the correct answers of like how to do it, but that like if there's something I could say to it personally is like try the weird thing, like don't always sit in the box, like don't always sit in the
Yeah.
book. This is where you're supposed to do, and
Yeah.
it's all f2.8, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
shoot
Yeah.
it at 4.0 and like get some craziness behind some of these players. Like
Yeah.
it's always fun to like see some weird defenseman like chasing somebody about to shoot and they've got this like goober look on their face. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
enhances.
Yeah.
So try the weird thing. But
Right.
also just like pay attention to, like, I think in sports a lot of people tend to try to like overshoot because they think they only have 4 periods or however long, and they've got to get all this stuff. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be fast. And so like
Mm.
sometimes take 60 seconds here and there to watch the pace and watch what's
Mm.
happening and take that next 60 seconds and like really get the good shots.
Yeah. Less is more kind of thing.
Yeah, like,
Less
and I
is
think it
more.
just builds understanding in that space too. Like I think a lot of times we're trying to rush because we want to, we want to have all the right things, or we want to have all the slap shots and things like that. And
Yeah.
to hockey's space particularly, I think when I first started, it was always like trying to follow the puck because it was like, I got to get all the slap shots. And it was like,
Yeah.
that it's hockey and there's slap shots happening. Like tell a little story. Like you don't always have to be on the puck. There's a
Yeah.
lot to the game happening. So like give yourself some room to breathe. And I mean, all in all, it's not that serious. Like it's a lot of fun to be a photographer, especially in the
Yeah.
space. So like
I think that's important. So
slow
like,
down, you're gonna get
yeah, I think it's important to have fun. I think when you're getting paid for work, I think it's just human nature to put a lot of pressure on yourself because you want to live up to that paycheck. But I think, yeah, you raise a good point of, yeah, just have fun. Like it's almost like being an athlete. Like when like an athlete is uptight, they perform worse. But when the athlete is loose, they perform better. It's, I think, the same thing, being a photographer or whoever in the arts. Like if you're loose, then yeah, you're just flowing with the game. I think it's also like understanding like what kind of story you want to tell from the game. Like, I mean, you may have an idea before the game of what kind of story you want to tell, but that may change during the game itself because something may happen. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
what do you want to show? What is it?
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, and both really that you made is that on one hand, like I left my crazy 9 to 5 with a really solid paycheck
Yeah.
to get into the arts full time and to be a photographer full time and to live my dream, that came about for a reason, like, and it started with, I just didn't want that stress anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like you stress in corporate land, you stress in these big thing jobs, and I think to your point, it is correct. You're being paid for something, so you put this pressure on yourself that you have to do this. But I think especially in art, I think in anything really when we step out of it, but especially in creative spaces when we put too much pressure on ourselves, you lose the plot. You know what I mean?
You do. Yeah.
Shots you pressure yourself to get and things like that. So I think just kind of like realizing like I have a really fun job. There are days I wake up and I go like, this is really my job. Like,
yeah, it's great. Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Yeah. And it doesn't, it comes with its share of, anybody in the arts know 1 month's up, the next month you're down a little, and
yeah,
you go back and forth. But, there's never a moment that I don't stop and go, holy crap, like this is cool. Like,
yeah,
when someone asks me what I do, I get to say that I work in sports media and that I'm a
Yeah.
photographer. These are the stories that I have, and these are the stories that I get to tell. So it's like wheeling that in, like understanding we have a really cool job, and sometimes breathing and being loose through it all is what really makes us perform our best.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Just curious, what was your role in the corporate life? What were you doing on the corporate side?
I spent a vast majority of my life in corporate training in the
Oh,
tech
okay.
space.
Oh, okay, right on.
So I was a district manager for a good long while in the tech space,
Yeah.
and then I was a training manager and
Oh yeah.
facilitator for a long time too. So
Oh wow. And you just told them I'm out. I'm doing sports media. Is that what you just told them?
I went through a phase where I was transferred from one state to another. So I am originally from the States.
Yeah.
And then I was transferred. I was given a ridiculous raise. It was like, okay, cool. Like they paid for me to move all of those big grandeur things. And then 3 months later, I got a phone call that they were selling my entire region.
Oh no.
And I no longer had a job.
Oh no.
And
Okay. So
okay, cool.
it made it a little bit easier for you then, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, to a degree. So I sat with myself for a while. I had like got into another job, and I think it was like 2 months after I had started, I was like, what am I doing? Like I'm out. Like we're gonna go all in and give it a go.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah, that's good, man.
yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah, exactly. So like how long did it take you to go from like the corporate side to like having like a full-time gig in the sports media side? Like I'm talking months, or are we talking a year plus?
Very quickly. Like I woke up
Very
one
quick.
day and I said I'm gonna rely on the money that I had put away and just go full send.
Yeah.
And try it out, and it's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
I built up a pretty good business in California where I'm from,
Yeah.
where it was full time. I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't rich by any standards, you know what I mean? But
Right.
bills were paid, and I was having a good time.
Yeah.
Got brought up to Canada, and I've been very lucky with the gigs. There's definitely a different kind of struggle that I'm navigating. Like rebuilding a business in another country is definitely
It's harder. Yeah.
hard. Yeah, because I
How
just,
come?
you're you're learning the way things navigate here. I'm also going from a state that is as big as this country is.
Right. Yeah.
So navigating what that looks like. And then there's just different challenges, like trying to figure out pricing again, because I come from one place and coming in and figuring this out. I'm very, very lucky. I have had the pleasure of meeting just some really cool people who have had my back and have been really supportive, that are also photographers and videographers in the hockey space, in just the industry in general out here, which is really cool and refreshing, because that's really not a thing in the States. It's very dog eat dog. And
Really interesting. Why is that though? Weird.
who knows? People are weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's also very much the cliche, like Canadians really are just really nice.
We're too nice, man. We're too nice sometimes. We're too nice. We're living up to the stereotype.
Yeah, it's great.
It's better. It's better than the opposite.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm so Canada down. It's not even funny. So it feels like home here. Like I said, there's just like people that we're able to volley off of each other. You know what I mean? I'm sharing what what knowledge I have, and vice versa. So that's been cool. But it's just the kind of, I guess in the biggest senses, it's the cultural differences, and obviously building a business takes time on its own, and so to go to a completely different country and try to do that again is difficult, but like in all the best ways, right? Like it's not a bad thing. I think that I'm better, faster, and stronger for it, and have learned so much in the process as well.
Yeah. Well, there's so many different skill sets that goes into making a business. First, you need the skills on like the photo side, and then there's also like the business side, like the networking side, the sales side. Like there's so many different like hats that people wear when they're trying to build a business. When it's just like you running it, it's just like, okay, let me just be like 12 different like job titles here. No problem, you know. So
Yeah,
it's quite the
absolutely.
feat. It's quite the feat sometimes. No, it's good, man. So like, who's like your dream client? You think that you haven't had yet?
So, I mean, quick answer, end all be all. Like
Yeah.
for the PWHL.
PWHL, yeah. Okay.
Um,
What team? Any team specific or for the league or?
I I mean, really anywhere. I think the league, what the league's doing is fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
I am in the Niagara Hamilton area, so the fact that we're getting a new PW team is
Cool, eh?
not a bad day. So I mean, obviously, I would love to throw my hat in there, but I just love what they're doing, and I have a lot of friends and mentors and acquaintances that work for the PWHL as a whole, and
Yeah.
just the whole atmosphere of it is. I mean, just bar none, some of the best that I've heard of in the industry. I've had the fortune to shoot some PWHL games in Toronto
Nice.
for publications and stuff, and just like meeting the people that are there too. I have nothing but the highest praise for that entire organization.
Yeah.
So I think that would be
Cool.
the goal.
You'll
I
get it. You'll get it.
Yeah, I think that's like the main. I would love to like. I know there's some athletes that like have their own photographers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Gordon has his own photographer, and he's insane. And all he does is just shoot Aaron Gordon
Yeah.
of the day, which is cool. So I mean, like, I'd love to do something like that. I think if there was
Cool,
like a
man.
person I would love to shoot,
Yeah.
I think it would either be like Marie-Philippe Poulin or like
Right.
Asia would probably be my
Okay.
top two.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It could happen. It's a small world sometimes, you know.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, just gotta kind of keep putting yourself out there. But yeah, man. Especially like in Toronto, like even like Ontario, like there's such a large like landscape for like sports media. Like there's just so many people out there doing it. Like it is quite the industry to be in, you know, because like everybody wants the content, everybody wants the photo, everybody wants the video. Like I was just saying the other day, like you go on Netflix, whatever. It's like every other doc is like a sports doc. Like
Yeah.
everybody wants a sports doc now. It doesn't matter what league, what team. Just like, oh, we need like a Last Dance style doc on this team for some reason, But that's
Yeah,
like where that,
absolutely. It's a
but
cool
like that's
time to be in it.
yeah, that's what people want. They don't, but they want the story. They want the yeah, cool. It's like the having to have shooting the team is cool, but let's get the story of the people. I think that's what people want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's quite the time to be in the space because it's like there's just so much out there. So like what would you say makes your work different from like others and others doing the same kind of deal?
I think that I'm like my own worst enemy in this
Yeah.
questioning. I think if I was gonna put anything out there that separates me from the game, it's who I am as a person.
Okay.
I think when it comes to art, like, art is subjective, and we're all just doing crazy stuff. And there's some days that I like absolutely am one fan, and other days where I'm just like, that was terrible. What are we
Yeah.
doing? I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely hard on myself, but if there's one thing, like, who I am as a person, like, I have been told, and I work really hard at being the person that like you're comfortable with, that's gonna
Yeah.
listen. Like, there are a lot of times in creative spaces where the creator of said art thinks that it's like their way or the highway, or they come
Right.
in and it's much like, you picked me because of my style, so here's what we're gonna do, and like, you listen to
Mm-hmm.
me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my starting process to anything, whether it's a team and we're just sitting down, or it's the beginning of a season,
Yeah.
or it's a one-off client or a return client, like, at any time, like, the first thing is, it's really just like, what is it that you're looking for? Like,
Exactly.
what do you need from me? And then let's, obviously I come with a skill set and a set of expertise and maybe a style that you've seen of mine, and that's why we're here. And so let's talk about how we incorporate that into your story. But I'm
Yeah.
very pro, like, how do I tell your story in a way that amplifies you, and then where I can then come in after we've talked about that and amplify it through my skill set as who I am as a photographer and as a, a media creator and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Um, and so
Huge.
yeah,
Huge.
I've seen too many times, or I've hired, people to do stuff, and my life, that it's just like it feels very like, oh, okay, like I guess you're doing this, and I pride myself on being a people person. Like
Yeah.
I truly enjoy humans, and I think
It's
being in
good.
photography, like it's a cool space to tell those stories. And when we think about it, like we're telling somebody else's story, and yes, we should be putting our flair on it. That's definitely what separates us. Um, but I think it's also important to know that like we are telling a person's story, and they truly need to be involved in that.
Yeah, yeah, because a lot of times, like ego gets in the way a lot, right? Like, because when like an artist
Mm-hmm.
comes in, like when an artist comes in, there's always ego attached to it, and I think you raise a good point of, how can I help you? It's not about me, when you're trying to help a client, especially in like the art space, like that's the difference between making stuff for yourself and making stuff for other people. When you make stuff for other
Yeah.
people, it's no longer about you. Like they don't care. It's like, how can you help me now? Right. So I think
Yeah.
that's where some people get in the way of, like, you got to ditch your ego at the door, because now it's about the client. So it's like you said, it's like, how can I help you? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? And I think if you
Yeah.
can answer that, if you can answer the problem they're trying to solve, boom, you have a real good chance of really making some cool stuff. But people have to get around of, like, it's no longer about you when you're with the client. Like, they don't care about what you're. It's like, no, it's like, it's about me now. So I think that's the
Yeah,
problem that I had.
absolutely.
That's the problem I had at the start too. It's like, when you're working for other people, it's no longer about you. And I had a hard time like overcoming that, because like, no, I've done it this way because I've done it this way. It's like, yes, but now you're working for this person, so they want it done this way. So there has to be an understanding of, you know ditching that ego, which I think sometimes is hard for people, right? Especially in the arts world. It's like, it's all about you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, it's funny, right?
And I think especially now with like social media, it's like every client gig we have
Yeah.
it's so easy to be like, but this is also for me because I gotta like post 7 times a
Yeah.
week.
Well,
Like, and
sure.
I get it, you know what I mean? Like our portfolios are valuable and important, but I also
Yeah.
like leave the edge of like not everything has to go in my portfolio. Like,
No.
you know what I mean? Like maybe this
No.
client wants some bubblegummy, like vibrant orange and pink style stuff. Like that's not me, but you obviously saw something in my photography that you like. This is the style you're going for. I have to sit back and go, am I capable of achieving that to the best of my ability?
Yeah.
Cool. That doesn't mean I have to put it in my portfolio. So like
No.
everybody in their mind, I do like bubblegum
Yeah.
pop, cool
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know
No.
what I mean? But this client saw something in me and now I'm doing that for you. And if that's what you want, then let's hit that. And if there's something I can't give you 210% on, like I'm going to walk you
Yeah.
through it and then say, like, what if we approach it this way? It's still in that lane, but I just think I can accomplish it best by,
Yeah.
taking a slight left instead of a right on that point, and then we work through
Yeah.
it. But I think it's, and again, it's social media is crazy cool, but it's also like, the devil's advocate too, where it's like we feel like everything we do has to be posted, or like we're constantly chasing
Yeah.
likes and, having
It
this
does.
like
It
stat
doesn't
here
matter
and
though. That's the thing.
there.
It doesn't matter though. That's what
Yeah,
doesn't
like,
matter. Like, you would rather have that relationship versus the portfolio. You would rather have that person call you in 6 months. Hey, can we do like another project? Like, I would
yeah, and I
rather
think
have
it's
that.
the quiet part out loud, but I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, I know
Yeah.
people who have hundreds of thousands, of followers on Instagram and like
Yeah.
are a month. And I know people that got 500 followers on Instagram and like you can't get in with them,
Yeah.
and are
Exactly.
driving Ferraris. Like
Yeah.
it's this persona, and I think at the end of the day, like we get to die with who we are as a person, not our
Mm.
portfolios or our socials. So
Yeah. 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 Well, it's important to stay true to yourself. It's important to stay true to
yeah,
yourself, and just say no to things that don't align with who you are, what you value, what you like making. Like, a lot of people say yes to stuff because they want to get paid. They want to
hmm
make money, which I understand. But the more you say yes to things that you don't really care about, I think it's going to show in your work too, right? Because if you don't really care,
Absolutely.
if you don't really care about something, you're not going to put that extra 10% in, you know? So,
yeah, I couldn't agree more.
You know, it happens a lot, right? Like, so I just, you know, especially when you work freelance, I have friends that do all kinds of things. It's like, you know, well, I don't really care, but if I'm getting paid, I'm like, cool. But, you know, you got to be careful sometimes because, you know, the more times you say yes to stuff, you know, like I've read a quote the other day. It's like freedom, like true freedom is actually saying no, which I kind of understand. It's like if you're able to say no to stuff, man, it's a pretty powerful thing, right? But yeah, social media, man, that's especially on Instagram these days. Like you don't even know what's real anymore. Like I don't know what's real anymore on Instagram, so gotta be careful, right? But
yeah, I think that saying no bit is so true. You know what I mean? I think that is, you can, you know, stand up, and I think to just kind of add of that separation for me too is very much that, like, if we don't align, like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I'm not the person, but I know I know someone else that can do it for you, or something, right? Like it's just,
yeah, like if I don't have that skill set, I've got an army, you know what I mean, of people, and we all do things a little differently. Or, you know, if you're asking, like, I can do some video, but if you want some cinematic greatness, like, I'm throwing you 3 numbers of my home, because that's not what I'm.
Yeah, it's not what you're about. Yeah, exactly. Hey, oh, totally, man. I think sometimes we put pressure to do all the things. It's like, oh, I got to know everything. It's like, no, I think just focus on a couple of things that you're excellent at, and that's what people know you for, and that's why people call you to book, right? Because you can deliver on a couple of things, right? So, because there's just so much to know. There's just so much to understand. It's impossible to be great at everything. It's just impossible, right? So.
Absolutely. And when you keep a tribe, like, you're all always eating, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm in a chat on Instagram with, you know, 10 people, primarily from this, you know, the GTA and like the Niagara Hamilton area, and all just thrown so many gigs at each other, or come in and shot for each other's family, you know, or whatever. And it's, nobody has that good headspace. And we're always hyping each other up, and we're always just loving work and giving, you know, the constructive criticism when needed, and building each other to be better. And a lot to say about that than to, like, try to just be like, no, I got to do it because I need a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, if I got video, I know who I'm throwing that to. And in the same likes, like, you know, my video dudes and, you know, my video people, like, if they need somebody, it's like a whole day shooting of photography, they're like, I'm not touching that, like, call Vince. And we're always, you know, we're all eating together, and it's a shared family table. So it's exactly. It's a funner way to navigate this media life too.
Yeah, it's also a great way to use social media. It's a great way to use social media for a positive, right? Because now you're collab. Because sometimes, you know, being in the biz, sometimes it's kind of like lonely sometimes, right? So being able to like just network with other people just makes it like you said, it just makes it more fun. It makes it less lonely. It makes it feel like you're part of something bigger, right? So plus you learn stuff and you teach other people stuff, and you know, that's just the power of like Instagram or social media in general, right? Instead of just liking stuff or watching reels and whatever, right? But because there's so many people out there. There's just so many people out there you don't know. It's like, oh, let me just go, okay, cool. And you have like a little chat together, right? That's cool. I wish more people did that, you know, just have like group chats, and especially when you're getting feedback. It's hard to get like true feedback these days, like non-biased feedback.
Yeah.
You know, not asking friends, not asking family, like actual feedback, because it's hard sometimes, you know, to actually get true feedback. It's like, tear it apart. I don't care. Tear it apart. Just tell me, you know. Because when you're looking at something for like 10 hours straight, you don't see it for what it is, and then you got to give it to somebody else. Oh, they may give you something else, right? Some other way to look at stuff, because we get kind of stuck. For me, I always get stuck in my own head. Like I can't see the forest for the tree, so I got to give it to somebody else to like look at it. So you just never know, man. People have different ways of thinking, which is the great thing about being in 2026. You can pick people's brains. Hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
And usually people will respond, usually. No, it's good, man. So what's your plans for like the rest of the year? Hockey stuff, I guess, coming up?
Yeah, season, I guess my heyday is about to start. So Yeah, it should be fun. It's hockey season's busy and some good travel involved and things like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, nice, man. You going back to Cali too?
Not any plans. I can think of. I think the last thing I have towards the end of the year is a charity golf tournament that I'll be out there for. But
Nice.
I'm really only out there. It's 2 to 3 times since I've been up here, and it's for usually charity work.
Okay, that's all right. That's fun. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would want to be in Cali during during winter.
The crazy part is I much prefer to be up here in the cold.
Is that right? You like the cold more? Wow.
Absolutely.
Really? Wow. Not me.
I
Get
think
me down.
that's
Get me
probably
down,
just
San Diego.
the flip side of not having it growing up, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
that kind of cold.
Yeah.
So
No.
California, so.
Oh man. Cool, man. No, it's good. It's good. Just you just gotta keep grinding, right? Gotta keep.
Absolutely.
It never ends, right? That's the thing. Like it never ends. It just keeps going.
The story's always there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to just ask you about like this last post that you posted with the baseball stuff. I think it's super cool, man. Like how you shot it. I think that's super cool how you shot it. How'd you do
it? Just playing with the light, really, and like positioning myself. Bernie Arbor's got some cool new LEDs. So baseball has been a sport in shooting it that has really pushed me to get outside the box a little bit more. Those last 3 slides are just playing with filters as well as some flash and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, baseball is a weird sport. Shout out to Hamilton Cardinals for taking a chance on me. It's a wonderful organization, and I love that team so much.
Nice.
But baseball, from a photo standpoint, to me personally, is a different kind of slow.
Because the sport is slow?
Yeah, and it's very positional, right? Like it's like a game of checkers versus a game of chess, I guess, in my brain, where like it's very much the same. Like you get up to bat and you're either left-handed or you're right-handed, and then you play your position and you kind of move if the ball's hit to you. If not, you don't. So coming off of hockey and that being like my main gig, my brain was like, I have the same 15 photos from the last 15 games. Shout out to my social media manager for Cardinals, Clayton. He came up to me one day and he's like, now when I look at the field, all I see is your photos. And I like looked at him weird. He was like, no, I mean that as a compliment. And I was like, no, I don't see it like as a bad thing. But when you say that, I'm like, you're correct. Like it's kind of the same thing every game. And so it really started to like tickle my brain to like start thinking about different angles and playing with light a little bit more. And it's taken me outside some editing techniques, and I've like created several LUTs these days and just kind of playing continuous motion and things like that. So it's definitely challenged me to get outside my head.
Cool, man. I like how you just made this like player just he's like isolated in the blackness. He's like in the void.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was in the middle of a stadium, baseball time. It was funny. That's cool though. I like that. Yeah, it's just a different way to shoot it because you don't really see this kind of stuff right on like for baseball. You just see like the typical kind of baseball shots. Man. Shout out Rollins too. Tag Rollins. They may need some stuff too, man.
Right. That's another thing. I think like it's very funny on the baseball side. I haven't paid attention to it a lot, but I tell people that all the time. Like tag everyone.
Tag everybody. Why not?
Tag
why
everybody.
Not? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Shout out to Oreo Canada because I've tagged them 912 times this last PWHL season.
Oh yeah. Did you get any free Oreos? Did you get any free Oreos?
No, but we're working on it, eh? Coca-Cola Coliseum has 2 giant Oreo logos. So if you're ever shooting above, which for the P-Dub, like photographers are stationed, and you can't move from those positions.
Right, right.
So the amount of just like ridiculous photos I have of players like that look like an
Yeah,
Oreo, great.
that's so funny. Someone's got to change that for. Someone's got to change that the position in the Oreo logos for you guys or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to shift it up for next
Shift it up
season.
a little bit. Do a little bit of work there. Here's the frisbee thing, eh?
Yeah, some ultimate
Yeah,
frisbee.
they think it's serious. It's a serious like league, man.
It's so much fun to watch. I mean, it's football with a frisbee, and how you have that kind of
It's
control,
wild.
I will never understand. But it is a really cool sport to watch, and
Look at that.
shout out to the athletes that are doing it because it's definitely grueling. And when you're an
Jeez.
athlete in any league that's building,
Yeah.
you're definitely taking some pay cuts and things like that. And
Yeah.
these players are up every single day, just ready to thrash their bodies and give fans, the coolest gameplay. So, yeah, shout out to
I don't think people really know about Toronto Rush in Toronto.
Yeah.
People don't really know about the frisbee. They should change. They should do some more promo stuff.
Yeah, they definitely put some time into media this season. I obviously don't know about the seasons prior, but
yeah,
there were 3 of us for the Toronto Rush all season long. And I mean, it's short seasons. I think we had 10 home games, but they really put some hard yards into media this season. So I'm hoping it definitely grows and gets bigger because it's super cool. If you get the chance next season, I highly recommend it.
No kidding, eh? That's awesome, man. Cool stuff, man. Really good. Yeah, I like how you capture the play. I like how you like isolate the player too. Like it's not even about like the game, it's just about the player. To me, that's what I kind of see.
I appreciate that.
Cool.
I think that's
which is cool.
I think that's where my head leans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a mix that comes with that, but it's, for me again, it dwindles down to story, and I think I say it a lot when people ask, but like, what happens in a hockey game? Like, stick to puck goes in net, goal horn scores, most pucks in net wins.
Right.
Like, that we know that's what happens. So for me, like getting behind and drawing people in, and I had to kind of think of like what draws me into a new sport or a new item or whatever, and it's not just the like this is what happens, but like what are these players doing? And I think it's a real honor to be able to be in these spaces. You know what I mean? To put a camera in somebody's face is very personal and very intimate, and so I take that very serious. And it's not the sport whose face I'm getting into, it's these individual players on a regular to semi-regular basis. And so I think that they deserve that spotlight, and not just the sport but the team, the individual as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's about it's about just focusing on the story. Like, so what do you think makes a good story then? Like, is it just like a gut feeling? Is it like talking to the player? Is it having like a plan? Like, what makes a good story for you then?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's, in general, finding the rule book and then just kind of like keeping it in the back seat, if you will. I approach any game like obviously wanting to know what the storyline is for that day. Do we have a player who's close to a milestone? At a big sponsored event, are we Hockey Fights Cancer, or, is it a Pride Night, or like what is that? Is somebody's family in town from overseas, like, or far away, like whatever it might be? I think it's understanding that, because there's certain written storylines, right, that are very important that you want to be able to deliver that memory for. But I think the other part of it is truly just paying attention to, outside the box. Some of my favorite photos to get are like fan interactions. When you get these players that are taking the time to, through the glass or through the netting or whatever sport you may be doing, where they're taking time out of their normal routine, as most sport players are pretty superstitious,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
a way they do things. So to see them take a moment from their normal because they see somebody who has shown up for them that's a complete stranger, you know what I mean? So I think one eye is always over here while there's one eye in the camera too.
yeah,
Just there's so much more going on, and I think that I kind of said it previously, is just like, know what you have to shoot, like know what's there, know that it's such and such players, like big moment could happen, that 100th goal could be coming today because they're only three away, and obviously pay attention to that, but also know that like there is no box. I think a
yeah,
lot of times we like self create these boxes, like, but we're literally artists.
yeah,
And unless somebody is directly like, we need 7 photos of Ethan Zada today,
yeah,
like you're in control.
yeah. You're
You
the
were
artist. You're the artist.
yeah,
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
picked
yeah,
to paint this picture for a reason. Like, go out and do it. It doesn't have to be what everybody else is doing or what you assume is hockey photography or baseball
mm,
photography or whatever it may be. Like, you were picked for a reason. Like, be the artist. Like, sometimes I think we forget about that. Like, just be the artist. Like, pick
mm.
your camera up and do cool stuff with it. There is no one way to do these things.
Yeah, yeah. Don't shoot because you think it's gonna get like a lot of likes. Don't do it that
Yeah,
way.
like
Do it more
don't
from the
shoot
heart
because
side.
there's an expectation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shoot because like you can capture something really cool. And
yeah. Well,
again, like I know my journey to professional sports, especially, and things like that are very out of pocket, and it's not the way it happens for everyone. And but there's a beauty in getting outside the box and just doing what you do, and there's a lot of us that are a testament to that too. And sure,
yeah,
there's people that do the 1 2 3 4 5, make
yeah,
careers for themselves, and it's really cool. But there's some of us that 1 BCQ 349 it too, and
yeah,
like
yeah,
are crazy and are
yeah,
also doing really cool stuff and making a living and getting really cool opportunities. And I think you have to do what fits. Like it's not a one size fits all, but
yeah,
also like be okay with knowing that like there is no one size, and my journey is not your journey, is not the next person's journey, but like we
yeah,
can all achieve whatever the dream is. Like we can
yeah,
all work for pro teams, we can all be really good freelancers, we can all get the same gigs. But I think the biggest part is, be true to yourself and like grind that out and take that road in the way that feels truly you and not that feels truly how someone told you it should be done or how you expect someone else got there. Um, I mean,
yeah.
cliche, but just do.
There's room for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's room for everyone. Like I think especially for people that are starting out, they want to like chase the trends on Instagram or TikTok, whatever. So they're chasing the trends because it went viral on there. But chances are it's not going to happen for you because you can't duplicate that. You know what I mean? That's just
Yeah.
once. That's just like a one-time thing. So you raise a good point of like just doing it. Just yeah, again, doing it from your point of view, doing it because you want to do it that way versus chasing the trends, right? Because it's a big problem
Yeah.
right now on social media because people just see what's going viral on Instagram and TikTok, and clients will ask me, "Oh, I saw this go viral on Instagram. Can you do this?" I'm like, well, yes, but it doesn't really make any sense. You know what I mean? Like it's just, they have this perception that viral is good. I mean, it might be, but I mean, and then what? And then what do you do the next time? Like it's hard to
Yeah.
duplicate that kind of output because it's not coming from the heart. It's not coming from a point of view of the artist. You just want to become a robot now because it went viral on TikTok or whatever. So it's a good point that you raised though, because there is room for everyone to succeed. You don't have to be someone else because you can't be somebody else. It's impossible.
Yeah. And
You
I
know?
think again it comes back to pressure, right? Like
Yeah,
there's some
exactly.
trends that are fun, and like there's some fun stuff that happens on socials, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
I like, again, I got out of the pressure cooker to like create and do cool stuff. I don't want to feel this pressure to like jump on this trend, because then I got to jump
Yeah,
on that trend, and this
exactly.
post got this many likes, and so now I
Exactly.
got like,
Never ends
I'm
though.
just
That's the
happy
thing.
here, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm truly grateful every time I look at my phone and somebody has liked my photo, like, or
Yeah.
taken the time to swipe through or double tap or leave a comment or, message me or whatever. Some people, like, that just see my work and then see me and are just like, dude, that was really cool. Like, I don't care if that's one person or if that's
Yeah.
5,000 people, like, I'm just glad somebody in the world was, touched or made to smile or had a better day, because something that I did and put out into the ether, like, triggered that emotion for me. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think sometimes we forget that there's people behind the accounts. We sometimes forget
yeah,
there's actual people like on Instagram. It's not just account handles.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it's like we forget that, oh yeah, that's so whenever you meet people in real life that on Instagram, it's like, oh yeah, Instagram, cool. But I think sometimes we get used to just seeing account handles, but we forget there's people. And yeah, like you said, it's, well, hey, one person, that's awesome. Like, it's like,
yeah,
once you put something out into the world, it's awesome because you finished something. You've done more than like 90% of people out there to actually put it out there. And B, it's like, just move on to the next thing because now you're done with the other thing. It's like I always have to finish stuff before I move on to the next stuff. Like it has to be finished, it has to be posted somewhere, and then I can move on. Because otherwise I'll just keep thinking about the unfinished thing. Like it has to be out. It has to be like off the plate. That's just the way
yeah,
my brain works. Otherwise I keep thinking about the other thing. So it's a way of me telling me it's done, it's finished, it's over. There is no going
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah,
Which is weird for people sometimes, right? But it is what it is. Like you said, you're artists. Like that's what artists do. They put out art in the world and they move on to the next thing. That's it. You know. Also, someone told me
absolutely.
like the best art has like no art is perfect. Like every art piece has mistakes in it. That's what makes it art. Are the mistakes? Is the human element to
Yeah,
it? Like it's not AI. Like this isn't a prompt. I'm sure you've come across it in your biz where it's like, oh, AI. It's like, well, no, AI can't do what I do. Like it's impossible, especially in sports,
yeah,
right? Jeez.
yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I think AI is a tool and you either use it or you don't, but I think that if you've been in art in any space or technology in any space, like, this
Yeah,
happens every few years and we learn something from it and then we move
yeah,
on.
yeah. I know there's some people just
Um,
freaking out. Some people are just freaking out over it, but yeah, it's just going to be a tool. That's all it's going to be.
but I think that's, the next phase. I tell a lot of people that have, come to me for any kind of advice, or, we're just
Yeah.
having some sort of coffee chat type thing, is that
Mm,
I think that's where I put my emphasis on just wanting to be, a good person. Like, I think in this industry, a lot of people are like, oh, like, what connections have you made in this set? I don't have connections. Like, I'll
yeah.
look you in the face and tell you that. I don't have connections like
Yeah.
that in the normal sense. Like, when I seek out somebody, like,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely searching to connect and build a friendship with you. If we
Yeah.
don't like a friendship level like that, like, thank you for being here, but like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to just keep you in my back pocket because I think you can give me something.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Um or like connect me to some big thing. Like, I'm here to make genuine friendships when it comes to stuff, and that doesn't
Mm,
mean that you're like my bestie who I'm calling up all the time, but like,
right.
when I see you, I'm genuinely happy to see you, or I'm happy to talk to you. And I think that when you're in that space, because I mean, I'm sure you get asked all the time, like, are you scared of AI? Like, oh, AI is coming for our jobs, or we see the posts, and I'm like, AI
Yeah.
doesn't one bit.
Yeah.
Like, cool, like,
Yeah.
your poster looks the same. I don't know what to tell you. Like, why do you have 3 eyeballs and 17 fingers? Like,
Right.
that's
Right.
cool. Some people want speed and don't care about it. Like, you were
Yeah.
never gonna come to me anyways. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Right.
at the end of the day, like, I think people like seek people out because of their art, or seek me out personally because of what I do and what's on paper of who Vince is as a photographer. But
Yeah.
I think more people come to me and return to me, especially, and seek me out time after time, or have like come to me on referral because of who I am as a person first and
Yeah.
foremost. I
Yeah.
think that my art is a secondary to that, and for some people that might sound crazy, and for some people that might not be how they run things, but like that is a win every day in my book when your first statement is like, oh yeah, my friend said you were really cool and I should hit you up. Oh, and the reason why is because like I need photos of this, or my kids
Yeah.
team. Like that's
Yeah.
a like, sure, there's a joy in like your work's really cool, so I want to work with you. But then in the flip side too, I hope you like leave going like, dang, he was really cool. Like I want to hire him for I don't even know what, because I just want to be around
Exactly.
him.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah.
Like people, I mean, firstly, people buy from people, but also people want to work with people that they want to work with. If someone's an a-hole, they're not going to call that person back, right? Like, I hear it all the
Exactly.
time. I hear it all the time. It's like your reputation walks in before you do, right? So it's important to be like just basics of be a nice person, be on time, be polite, all these basic things. It goes a
Yeah.
long way, right? Especially in these days where there's just so many people out there doing the same thing. Where if you just be a nice person, man, it goes a long way, right? I just
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
laid back, chill, like not trying to sell you, how like trying to solve your problem. Like it sounds easy. It sounds easy, but man, people need to do it more, right? Because I think they'll have a lot more success versus just kind of chasing paychecks sometimes. Plus, I think it's more fun doing it your way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, let's just hang out for a coffee and just chat and see what's up. It's like, but yeah, I mean, it's a people business. Like it's
Yeah.
the arts, the photo, video, all these things. It's a people business. People buy from people. People want to work with people. It's a personal. That's why AI can't do it, because photo, video, art. It's a human experience. There's like always emotion tied to it, and AI can't
Yeah.
represent emotion. It's impossible. So I mean, yeah, it's really wild. Wild times, man. Wild times.
Yeah.
But fun times. It's the best time to be alive. 2026.
Yeah.
There's no
Couldn't
there's no
agree more.
gatekeepers. There's no gatekeepers, anymore. You just kind of go out there and do your thing and
I
see
think
what happens.
that's the part too, like be a good person, because literally like you can find out all of this information anywhere. So like the minute
Yeah.
you're trying to people interact and somebody's a butthead, like you're not keeping anything from me because I can go
Yeah,
Google it. I'm talking to
exactly.
you, person.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I mean, it's a trust thing. Especially when people are paying people, it's like they need to be able to trust you. Like they need to be able to know that you can deliver and know that you know what you're talking about. And just like in general speaking terms, like some people may like fluff on what they know, what they've done, but like the client needs to know that you can deliver, right? So when you talk to someone in person face to face, they just know off body language, off all off an in-person conversation that yeah, cool. Vince is cool. We can vibe and we can work together, right? So
Absolutely.
sounds basic, but man, 2026 goes a long way sometimes.
Yeah.
A long way, man. Cool, man. So what's like the future goal? You have any future dream goals for yourself in like 5, 10, 20 years, you think?
I mean, I think it's just keep creating,
You know?
If I can live out the rest of, my time creating and impacting lives in a positive way through
Yeah.
art, then I think I'm winning in life.
Yeah, no
Um,
doubt.
yeah, but to take, I think, more realistic and not so like very mantra-y. That 1 to 3 is the P dub,
Yeah, yeah.
and just kind of continue up from there, right? For me,
Yeah, yeah.
the P dub is that league, so I don't think it gets any better from
Nice.
a playing standpoint, an organizational standpoint, but I think it's just growing. And then I think, if I went like a 3 to 5 year, I would really love to get into a place in a position where I could have some sort of I don't know if like charity space would be the right words or like
Mm-hmm.
learning space, but I would love to be able to give back
Mm,
through like photography and like helping people find opportunities and things like
yeah,
that. Like I when I was younger, like this wasn't something that it was like you could do this for a living, you know?
yeah, yeah,
And like I've been shooting going on my like second and a half season, so I only started a season and a half ago.
yeah,
Um shooting it all. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I
yeah, yeah.
don't come from a photography background. I didn't dabble in, photos or anything like that. I picked up a camera a season and a half ago and said I'm gonna make this my life. Like a crazy.
It's like yesterday.
Um
Like yesterday.
truly it is, you know what I mean? Like in relative spacing it
Yeah,
is.
it's not long. It's not long ago. It's recent, very
And
recent.
some and somehow I sit in professional sports and have been able to shoot for the AHL and the PWHL and the
Yeah,
OHL and you know
yeah,
big foundational spaces and things like that. And I wish that I had some spit of this knowledge when I was younger too,
yeah,
could do this, or that it was that art is something that is feasible and plausible, make a living and have fun for the rest of your life. So
yeah.
I think like a 3 to 5 year span, like I would love to have some sort of organization that gives back through like knowledge and empowerment in that
Mm,
space of like
yeah,
pick your camera up, you can do this, or whatever that utensil of art is, because I think the world is a better place when we have artists in it.
oh
And
yeah,
um I think really feeding that too. You know what I mean? Like I think about what I've been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time, and sometimes I do sit back and go, man, like if I had only picked it up sooner, like who knows where I'd be.
yeah. Well, that's the thing,
You
right?
know?
That's the thing. Like it happens when it happens, you know. But also like
Absolutely.
the world was a very different place like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Like the world was a much very different place in terms of like social media and like content now. Where I mean, I just think things happen when they happen for a reason. Like that's just it's the right time, it's the right space, it's the right moment, and I mean,
Yeah, I definitely think there's timing involved.
yeah,
And in grand scheme, like I'm so grateful it happened when it happened, but I also think that sometimes there's a lack of resources and support in
yeah,
certain areas, places, schools, things like
sure,
that. And so
yeah,
I'd like to be a part of changing that and creating a space where like art is empowered and there's empowerment through art.
yeah,
Um at all
yeah,
at all different ages, you know what I mean? And sometimes I think that like I think a lot of people when they think about that are like, yeah, we got to start when they're really young. I think for me, like even like fresh out of high school, mid college level too, just understanding that like there's people that'll support you and you can do that. Like we don't all have to be doctors and lawyers, and like good on the doctors and lawyers. Like I'm thankful for them too, but like that doesn't have like that's not the only purposeful job. Like you can be a musician and a photographer and
yeah,
a painter and an illustrator and like still live a hugely fulfilled life as well. And like there'll be people that support you in making those moves and
yeah,
such too.
yeah. People just need those opportunities to do it. And I think people just need to hear it too. I think people just need to hear that
Yeah,
it's possible. They just need to hear it sometimes, that it is possible, and you can do what you want to do, because I mean, like I said, there's no gatekeeper anymore. You can literally do whatever you want to do these days. Just a matter just kind
absolutely.
of just kind of matters being patient and just kind of putting yourself out there and just meet people and just being like relentless, because it takes time sometimes. It doesn't happen overnight. This is not a TikTok thing that goes overnight. This is you're trying to build your life, right? So it takes time, right? So people need to understand that, but also at the same time, like just have the opportunity to do it and just have the yeah, man, support. I think support's a big thing too these days. Friends, family,
Absolutely.
whatever, coworkers, peers, like Because like I said, sometimes it gets pretty lonely. So, you know, being able to like have people to like lean on is pretty big these days, right? So cool, man. I hope you make that happen, man. It'd be super cool.
Hey, appreciate it.
Yeah. You gonna make that happen in the States or up here? You think?
The hopes is up here, but
Yeah.
you know, being an immigrant comes with its challenges. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll be at the grand opening, wherever it is.
yeah.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
if you need some photos, let me know.
Right?
That's funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, we're up against the hour, so I just want to say thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for
Hopefully
having
you
me.
enjoyed it. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
want to
this is
leave
super
people with
cool.
anything else, or how can people find you, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to follow the adventure of craziness, it's at Vince Neil Media on all the platforms. I don't pay attention to TikTok. I'm told that I should. I just don't.
You don't.
But I'm
That's
on
all right.
Instagram. I'm super open to connecting on there.
Cool, man.
I love feedback and questions, and I love to chat and answer questions if I can give any help, assistance. But yeah, other than that, pick up your cameras, pick up your art form, go out and do it, and do it your way.
Love that. Powerful message. Very, very much needed in 2026. Cool, man. Well, thanks, Vince, for coming on. Really appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully we'll have you back on at some other point, man. You're crushing, man.
This is great.
Keep crushing it, man.
Thank you
we
so
need you out
much.
there. All right, well,
I appreciate it.
chat next time. Peace.
Hey, we'll talk soon.